sometimes you just have to like
we doing other gouts?
let go and keep going. And as cliche as that may sound, that's the only way to go. And I think that in this time, you have to be still. You have to trust. You have to lead. And I'm one of those people who I make content, and sometimes that content didn't go for what it was originally made for. And so I'm just sitting on it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I think the hardest part is when you originally see yourself as one thing, and it's not to say, oh, let me give up, but you realize I'm bigger than just the one thing you're subjecting yourself to, and then you realize it's time to pivot, and then what you pivot into is like, I don't know, for example, I make music, and it's like, how is that rollout supposed to look like? But then we have to remember that like, there is no right or wrong way to do it. Or one day you're like, I want to be a film director, but then you sit and come back to reality and you're like, well, how do I bring that to my reality? And then you realize like, you have all this content in your phone that you never used and you thought never needed to be used. And that's where you make videos like these, or like this one. It's really just about just like removing the initial thought and just doing, I guess. And I'm just talking, and it's like a realization. But I think that like that's the beauty in it all, is just like
stay like that.
a bunch of random thoughts. If you can think randomly, like you can post randomly, you can be random.
We doing other gouts?
Right? I think, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I want to bring my image to the forefront, and this is the beginning of a physical translation. Not to be understood, but to keep going, to use my vessel. I don't know. I'm no longer trying to define myself or trying to search for who I am, but it is definitely confusing on like what to do, you know? And in those moments is when you post. Or not even post, you just put out what you can, because it's like a dream can only go as far as you allow it to go. And sometimes like all you have to do is just do. And that was cliche too, but I don't know, like I think that like you just gotta redefine it. And in 2025, a lot of people refer to things that were done before in the past. And granted, it's not to say that you can't do something that's never done before, but it's like, how do we create a new era? How do we create a new something?
I need to know if I had
like, how do we define this year? How do we add this into the cycle of nostalgia?